Hey preschoolers, it's Miss Maddick, and you remember Lily from the first story Mrs. Maddick read. We thought we would read the story today because it's Teacher Appreciation Week. Appreciation's a really big word, but it just means that we really like our teachers, and so we want to say thank you to Mrs. Maddick. So this week, I picked one of Mrs. Maddick's favorite stories. She loves reading it to kids like you and to her grandchildren. So we're going to read The Three Little Fish and the Big Bad Shark. By Ken Geist and illustrated by Julia Gorton. Once upon a time, there lived a mama and her three little fish, Jim, Tim, and Kim. "It's now time," said Mama, "for each of you to make a home in the deep blue sea." So off they went. First, little fish named Jim swam away and met a seahorse playing in some seaweed. "Can I have some seaweed so I can build a house?" "Take as much as you can carry," said the seahorse. Jim gathered the seaweed and made a weedy little house. Jim had just finished building his seaweed house when he heard the big bad shark knocking at the door. Little fish, let me come in." The little fish trembled and replied, "Not by the skin of my finny fin. "Then I'll munch and I'll crunch and I'll smash your house in," roared the shark. So the big bad shark munched and he crunched and he ate up every bit of the seaweed house. And Jim swam away just in time. Soon Jim found his brother Tim. Tim said, "Don't worry, Jim. We fish stick together. You can help me build a sandy little house." Jim and Tim had just started to relax in the sandy little house when the big bad shark came knocking at the door. Little fish, let me come in." To which the brave little fish replied, "Not by the skin of my finny fin. "Then I'll munch and I'll crunch and I'll smash your house in," roared the shark. So the big bad shark munched and he crunched until he got a sandy mouthful of the house, and the house crumbled. Jim and Tim swam and swam away until they reached their sister Kim. Kim was setting up her house in an old wooden ship. "The big bad shark destroyed our house. Don't worry, you can live with me," said Kim. And they did. The three little fish had just finished lunch when they heard the big bad shark knocking at their door. Little fish, let me come in." To which the smart fish replied, "Not by the skin of my finny fin. "Then I'll munch and I'll crunch and I'll smash your house in," roared the shark. The big bad shark munched and crunched, but he could not smash the house in, and all his teeth fell out. The three little fish were safe at last. And looks like all the shark could eat was seaweed. The end. Now that I've shared one of Mrs. Maddick's favorite stories, why don't you find one of your favorite stories and take a picture or make a video and send it to Mrs. Maddick so she can find out what some of your favorite stories are for Teacher Appreciation Week. Thank you.